Bradley, tell me about your experience at the Jets game,
Oh,
despite being a drunk attendee.
I was
Sorry,
so wasted. Um,
blowing up your spot.
no,
But
no,
I will have my beer
it's no
now.
problem. I was telling you earlier that for some reason I can't figure out a way to not do this show hungover. Um, it just always coincides with me like doing something outrageous.
Right.
So I gotta say, I was very pleased, obviously, and I will get all the caveats out of the way because I'm not gonna act as if this is any sort of like franchise-defining win. Teddy Bridgewater essentially went out of the game within the first Dolphins possession. The Jets hit him for a safety. He sustained a head injury and he was out for this. He was out for the
Yeah.
game. He was replaced.
Under the new protocols, which hopefully we can talk about a bit with Dave Zirin.
He was replaced by I'm literally trying to get this guy's name because he's Skylar Thompson, the third string quarterback. He's a seventh round rookie out of Kansas State. So I was obviously given the situation that they found themselves in. I was hoping for I was hoping for the defense to be able to get stops, even with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle out there. I just hope that ideally with a third string quarterback out there that they'd be able to neutralize the guy. They were basically able to do so. I mean, the Dolphins got 17 points. They weren't particularly exciting, 17 points anyways. But the first half, it was a little bit of everything. It was kind of a mixed bag, some drop passes, a few moments where I was a little frustrated, similarly, like I was telling you how Zach Wilson was kind of not seeing open routes. He was either kind of almost manufacturing scrambles despite the pocket being clean. Like he was doing some pretty large dropbacks, which I was kind of like, he's kind of doing that just so he can basically giving himself an excuse to scramble if he can't find his reads. So I was seeing a few of those tendencies and I was like, okay, are we not really going to be able to capitalize on the Dolphins literally employing their third string quarterback?
Right.
But in the second half, I was very impressed by one, Wilson's ability to kind of reshift his focus. I could see him going through his progressions, and I could see him finding the open man. He did have one great play in the first half where Brees Hall had a route out of the backfield and went down the left sideline and got all the way up to the 1 yard line after a pass from Wilson. So that was very encouraging going into the second half. And the run game was just really, really doing exactly what it should be doing. Kind of.
Well, are you excited about Brees Hall?
Oh yeah, because the thing is with the tandem there of him and Michael Carter, they're two backs that complement each other and that can kind of be used in different circumstances. Brees is kind of a burner who can also take screen passes, whereas Carter's kind of a more methodical between the tackles back. So it was nice to see them both get a lot of run and effectively so with an offensive line that was more healthy than it was last week, but still not perfect, still not fully healthy, and still missing a few starters. Dwayne Brown came back to play left tackle, fortunately, to have a more veteran presence on that line instead of fourth round rookie Max Mitchell, who was already replacing Mekhi Becton, who was injured. So, and Mitchell sustained an injury. He's going to be out for about, I think, 6 to 8 weeks. And having Brown back, I think, is a good step forward to at least have a veteran presence on the line. And they looked okay. I mean, they were able to get into goal line situations on numerous possessions. Had a lot of success in short yardage runs. Not only for Hall and Carter, Zach Wilson had a great rush. Great rushing touchdown. Braxton Berrios had a great rushing touchdown.
White Boy Supreme.
Yeah, all of the two white fellows. Braxton Berrios is basically like a Spring Breakers character to me.
I know. Yeah.
You Miami graduate. Name is literally Braxton.
Yeah. His name is but still all-time great NFL name. Braxton Berrios.
Absolutely. And really, one of the best Jets players on the team. Honestly, I was so happy that after his All-Pro year or Pro Bowl year, in kick returns, that they were able to re-sign him to a pretty now, I wouldn't say cheap, but a decently, a decent deal for a guy like that who could have easily been like Robbie Anderson, swallowed up by another team. So I was very pleased with what I saw, despite knowing that the competition level wasn't particularly high. But for this offense with Zach Wilson at the helm to look moderately healthy and put up 40 points, I was very pleased with. And the fact that after 5 games they're a game over 500, I really would not have expected this going in, especially after the game I was at in Week 1 when they played the Ravens and lost by 15.
Yeah, I mean there you go. Like, what a palate cleanser for the Jets. And man, Jets winning record week 5 into the season.
New York's a football town, baby. Get used to it. Baseball, who?
Yeah,
we're done with baseball.
I mean, come on. No one's even playing anymore, are they?
Yeah,
right?
Not the Yankees, right?
I mean, no, the Yankees aren't playing. because I hear that Aaron Judge has already hit free agency and he signed the largest deal of all
he
time
said,
with the Steve Cohen Mets.
I'm coming home to Queens. I just saw that he tweeted that. I'm joking. We don't spread misinformation. On
Yeah,
this podcast.
sorry. Please, YouTube, don't
Don't you bother.
deplatform us. But what do you think about Carl Lawson? Like, he's really statistically. I'm sorry if you mentioned it, but I was trying to fix my fan here. But he's had a really good start to the year, is my understanding, based on some of the statistics I've seen. I just don't have the eye test to back it up.
No. I mean, I'm very pleased with him so far. My one thing is I just think that. I think that with this group of guys in the front seven, with Carl Lawson and John Franklin Myers, Jermaine Johnson, the rookie pass rusher, among a few other, Quinton and Quinnen Williams, like two, great guys who can kind of just fly around. Quinnen Williams is truly, like, I would say on a per snap basis, one of the more effective defensive tackles in the league. But with that being said, I would just like, they were essentially 31st or 32nd in defensive EPA per dropback or defensive DVOA the past 4 weeks for a team that we spent a lot. The Jets spent a lot defensively, to get Quan Alexander, to get Jordan Whitehead, to, re-sign John Franklin Myers to a bigger deal. Like, they now after this game were able to get up to 20th, which I think is a good sign, obviously moving forward. But I would like this team in terms of pressure on the quarterback and just all around defensive performance, be in less than the back half of the league, and also given what they put into this side of the ball and the personnel that they have, and it's just a matter of, like, the biggest disconnect for me and the biggest frustration for me is the contours of what Robert Saleh was supposed to be as a head coach, and the lapses in discipline and the lapses in flag drawing that these guys still have on a pretty routine basis. There just has to be a lot. They just have to play cleaner. Like, if this team was able to play cleaner and able to reduce some of the penalty yardage that they incur a lot of times, they would be a much better defense. But I'm very, very pleased with how Sauce Gardner played.
He looks different in that uniform. He looks like a different kind of guy.
He's honestly been better than I would have anticipated, especially 5 games in. And even in week 1, he had an amazing pass break up against Mark Andrews in the end zone, and he's only really, like, built on plays like that. Obviously, again, he was going against the third string quarterback to get his first interception of his NFL career, but he jumped the route, and it was not an easy catch. So it was just great to see him be able to do that stuff so early on. It's very encouraging, especially at a position in the secondary where having a blue chip guy like that from season 1 is so important to building a team.
Right. Yeah. Well, exciting times in New York. I can't even believe I'm saying it, but it's been the best. It's the best I've felt in, like, forever.
Yeah.
about my team.
Buffalo Bills, who? Nah,
yeah.
New York. It's not Buffalo. It's not Western New York. It's New York City, baby.
Woo!
That's the football
AKA
town.
New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
East Rutherford, bitch.
The Meadowlands. That's right. The swamplands. The marshlands of New Jersey is actually where the center of gravity in New York sports.
I mean, come on. There's that indoor ski center that they've been
yeah,
building
Xanadu.
for 15 years. Come on.
American Dream. Yeah, you love it. You love to see it.